everybody, A. Lewis here. Welcome. Today we're going to be working on this little 8-page journal for a friend of mine. We're going to add some fun things into it. And if you remember or saw part 1, I couldn't decide what to put at the top up here, so I put this pretty lace bow. And I think it just accents the whole page really nicely. So we're going to do some work in this and see how far we can get finished. This is just more of a creative session. We're not going to spend too much time, so the video is not going to be that long. And I hope you enjoy and get some ideas for journaling pages and layouts in your journals. So let's get busy. All right, we're going to have some fun today. If you remember, this is the cover, and I've already got the papers in here, but we're going to add some to it. All right, so I've cut a sheet from the collection that is 8 by 12, and I actually want for it to have a fold, so I'm going to score it at 4 like this, and then I'm going to score this one at 4 as well, and fold that in. And this is going to be a place to put a couple of journaling pads. So we want that to be able to fold just like that. And then we're going to add it to the journal. We're going to make a pocket on one side where it's a tall pocket, and then this side will be you can slide in the pocket. We're going to fold this, and it's going to just open up like that, so it'll be really cool. So let's make this addition to the journal. So I'm just going to cut a little thumb hole here, or punch one with my hole punch, whichever size you want. This is a 2-inch. You can see how big that hole might be. Might be a little bit big, but that's okay. And we're gonna just work with this from the side like this. And we're just gonna punch it through both sheets about part of the way down. Kind of how we did with the altered book pages. All right, so now we have those open holes right there. I am going to, I'm just taking back a little bit of what I said. I am going to do a little vintage-ize on where the pockets are. All right, so we're going to make this glue in here. We're going to put a little glue here, and then at the bottom, because we want to be able to slide things from the side or from the top. Sounds extravagant, right? All right, so I'm going to take my glue, but I get it from Crafter's Companion over in the UK. So I'm going to run this glue down here and then here at the bottom. I am not going to glue any more to the top or the side. Line that up. So we're gluing here and here so that this has a tuck spot. Then on this side, we're going to make this place for writing. And so I have some coffee dyed paper, and I'm going to cut and make a little pad. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that. Let's set this up here to dry. And this is just some sketch paper that I coffee dyed some time back. And it's an 8.5 by 11 sheet. So we're going to cut these to 3 inches. And there. I can get one more out of this one. So I have my sheets here. I'm going to, since they're 3 inches in width, they're going to fit on here just perfectly, like this. We might shorten them, maybe. I think they're okay. Okay, so they're right at the same height. So all I need is a little piece of scrap paper that's 2 inches tall and 3 inches wide. So I need 2 of those. I'm going to cut those. All right, once you cut them, then you're just going to fold them in half and you're going to staple them to the top of your pad, just like that, making a little writing pad. All right, now we're going to take the pad and we're going to glue the pad to the top of each one of these pages. So we're going to glue this one here. Make sure it's all the way to the top. I want it all the way to the top. We're going to glue that one there, and then we're going to glue this one here. Now I will tell you, on these pads, I am actually going to put some names on them, but I'm not going to do that right now. So this one's going to glue here. And one thing that I want to add to these is a little clip. You can get these from Amazon or from your little Temu or whatever. And these are just some little clips. And they're not only going to be functional, but they're cute. And they're going to hold these pads on. So let's put one here. And let's see, scoot this one over a little bit so that they're not hitting each other. Okay, so those will get names put on them so that she can write little notes that she wants to there. So this will fold this way into the journal like that. Pretty nifty. Now there is something that I want to add to this, so let me show you. So we'll put that one there. And then we'll put, let's see, let's put a sticker on the other one. We'll just put it to the very bottom. Now I could put pink on that one, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to do that. Okay. Since we did some. All right. Now, there we go with that. I am going to probably decorate here and maybe here, but let's move on here. We're going to put a glassine bag I have right here to be a pocket. This one's a little bit big, but it's going to fit just fine. We're just going to glue it on. Not going to do anything particularly special with it, but it's going to become a pocket. So we'll just glue that there, and then we'll make a quick tag, and we'll just use this, and we'll make a quick tag for it. All right, just a little glassine bag, little tag, decorated up a little bit. This is washi tape. All right, so let's go ahead and turn the page. Now this one is glued in here, but you can see, you can even see if you wanted to put a tag from the top that you can do that here as well. So we'll just leave that there so you can see. Okay, so the next page, we're going to do a little belly band with some lace. And I've got this real pretty lace that I picked up. And it can just fit perfectly as a belly band. We're just going to put it right here in the middle just to give it some more delicate look. We're just going to put it right here in the middle. And then we're going to put a little tag in there as well. So this will fit right here. I just fit it to fit the page. And that's going to stick there. We're going to do this. Make sure I get it long enough. Okay. And then we'll take another tag. And I have some tags that I made the other day. And I think they will fit perfectly with this journal. And some of them are more like party, but they still are very like, this one is joy. So I think that one would work here, and we'll just slide that in. Just have to be careful of that lace. Okay. All right. So then we'll move on. Now this is a really pretty part here for the journal. And every page doesn't have to be decorated or embellished, but you do want to add places to journal or, you know, something to allow, whenever you're creating a journal, something to allow that to look here. So I'm just playing with different pieces that I have. So we'll see. We're just going to move on here to another page. Let's just do something here. Let's just put something along this side here. Let's take one of the sheets that I have. Has some flowers here, and we're going to cut it to fit here, and we're going to make a side tuck. So I usually make my side tuck about 1.5 inches. It doesn't have to be really big, or 2 inches. Let's do 1.5 inches for this one. And we want to make sure that it's 8 inches. So I want the full length of the page. So let's see if that fits. Perfect. And what I'm going to do with this one, though, I'm going to take the vintage photo, and I'm just going to add that vintage look to this one. And I know I have pink and brown, but I think it works together. So we're just going to slide that over. And for a side tuck like this, I'm just going to do the side that's going to be against the end of the page and the top and the bottom. So it's just going to fit here. Show you. Make sure it's all down. And then the tucking will go into that side there. So like if you had a small piece or a tag or something you wanted to allow journaling on, maybe fold that in half. And we could put a little piece of ribbon on here. Let's do a little pink. Should we do pink? And then you can just staple it if you want. And then we'll just slide this in here, and it'll be a place to journal and hold some memories. And then you also want to make pockets, especially if you're doing memories, where you can record and put pictures. So we're going to make a diagonal pocket here. So I'm just going to take a piece that is a little less than 4 inches. We're just going to make it, let's see, 4 inches. Let's make it 3.5. And then what I do is I will cut a square so that I can make 2 diagonal pockets. So I'll show you really quick. I'll cut a square. So this is about 3 3/4. And I will then line it up on my trimmer. And then I have 2. And I can use that. So let's do that here. Let's just do one here for this one. And I do like to have some definition. So you could go with whatever color you're using. I'm going to do some pink on this one to add a little color to the page. And then, of course, embellish and have fun with it. We're just going to take, and you can use glue or you can use your double stick tape. And this would be a great place to put in pictures or, you know, tags, whatever you'd like. For instance, we could put in a couple of fun little stickers like that. And then I feel like this needs a little flower or something. I found this pink butterfly. I decided to go with that instead. So we'll put a butterfly here. And then, of course, more can be done here. So the next page, let's go on, and we have absolutely can add more. But let's add a doily here. And I have a little doily that I wanted to add. All right, so it's kind of a big doily, and so I'm going to fold it in half. And I'm just going to slide it onto this pocket here, this page here. And we're just going to add some decor to it. So we're going to glue it on here. And then I'm just going to do that because I want to be careful. And then we'll add some decoration to that. And then this can either be left open for journaling or hidden spot to journal, which I might do that. But this side, we'll want to put something here. So I'm going to take the pink that I've been using. This is Pink Tulip. And we're just going to add some color to this white. And then we're going to put something in there. Let's put a flower. All right, so I decided to play with it a little bit on this page. So I'm going to tear, this is washi that's written words. And I'm just going to put that here. And I've got my flower there. I come back over this with a little of this pink. I sure hope she likes pink. All right, and then it says God wants you to reflect himself in the world. And we're just going to put that on as well. And it's a sticker, so we're just going to stick that on. Here at the bottom. And then I think we need to add that other pocket here. So we're going to add this pocket. This side, a diagonal. On this side. Yeah, I think we'll do it that way. And then we're going to put some decoration on this one, embellish it a bit. And see, you can just get lost in this world of embellishing, and it kind of reminds me of coloring in a way, because you can just get so immersed in it. So I have these little white flowers. Have you seen these at Dollar Tree? Okay. Well, you can make them any color that you want them to be, because they'll take your color. So if you don't want a lot of color, or if you want a lot of color. And they do have a adhesive on the back, but then again, you can add glue. So I'd add glue. All right, so I have these coffee dyed index cards. We're just going to slide a couple in there. We're not going to do anything to them. And then we're going to flip this page here. Now on this side, this is just a place for writing. So I'm just going to take a little piece of, let's see, let's just take a piece of some flowery paper. Does that go with that? It does. And what we're going to do is we're just going to cut it in half, kind of. We're just going to give it like a little, I don't know, just a little of that. And then we're going to do it on the other side. So all I'm doing is just playing with the cut. And then I'm going to fold it in half. All right, so it can be a little hidden place to write. We're going to put it behind that doily. And we'll put a little handle on it to know to open it. So it'll be here and just open like that. And it's just going to be like behind there. So let's put a little handle on it. And all to do that is you just cut a little sheet of paper, however what size you want. I usually just fold it in half. And then I'm going to put glue on the whole thing. Doesn't have to be a lot of glue. And then wherever I want to put that, I'm going to just put it like that. And it's going to glue to both sides and to itself. And then I'm going to just glue the back. So this is like a little hidden little note right here. And you could add anything you want in here if you wanted to add the color. Again, just come on in, add some color. And these page layouts are just some ideas that you could take along with you to your journals. Let's see, is that the right side? Yes. Let me get a little more color. I said this wouldn't be long, but I'm going to have to do another one, I think. Okay. So I'm trying to finish this up for my friends so I can get it in the mail. If you are interested in one of these, please message me because I can do it all. I'm thinking of putting some together so that you guys can see what they're like. All right. Okay, so then next we're going to have some more pages. We have our pockets here, which are amazing. And we can glue these down or not, but I am going to glue them. So I'm going to give this one was cut this way so that we would know that we're going to have pockets in the center of the journal. Now, another thing that I like to do sometimes is use some envelopes. And these are pre-made, and they may or may not go with this, but we'll see. If I have a couple plain ones like this one and this one would be good. Let's see if they'll fit. And they do, and they fit really nice. We're going to take the pink, and because we have pink here too, so we're just going to go around and add the pink to these envelopes. And then we're going to put something inside all of them. Now, your journal, it can be for memories, it can be a planner, it can be whatever you want it to be. It can be a daily journal where you journal things that you want to remember. So however you want to do that. So we're just going to make sure this glues down really well. And this one's going to go here. And then you have the pocket behind it. And this one's going to go here. And there we go. And then we have some little things we can tuck inside. Like this. And then in the back we can put some little tags like this. So there we go. And then you just keep going, and I'm almost done. I want to do another extender to add a couple of more little pads in the back. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of ribbon to tie it together. And then I will show it to you before I mail it. Thanks so much for watching.